You know, Ed, we talk a lot about the PC no TC
Sure.
and running re-inspections and doing different lists like that. What are some of the overlooked prospecting resources that you can add?
Yeah, I think sometimes we get, I don't know if we get kind of boxed in by running, for residential inspectors, running PC no TCs and filling in with our re-inspections. I think you can make a good living doing that. There's lots of people that do that. And then on the commercial side, I think we spend a lot of time visiting our current customers. I think oftentimes, we kind of wear those out and we don't, there's plenty of those to go see, right? Maybe we're not seeing all of them, so maybe that's why we're concentrating there. But I think there's a handful of other ones that are most frequently overlooked, that we just don't think about right off the bat. And I think they're a pretty valuable resource. And the first one I would mention would be our canceled accounts.
Oh.
Be it our termite cancels, be it our residential pest control cancels, or our very valuable commercial cancels. Oftentimes, these folks cancel, and most of the time they're happy, right? If you think about pest control customers, they just don't see it in their budget anymore. You talk about a commercial establishment. Maybe somebody comes in and they steal it away because we've killed all the roaches, we've killed all the flies. Now somebody comes in and they're offering them, $20 cheaper, so they make that switch. But oftentimes they get into a pickle to where, it doesn't work out. But sometimes there's that embarrassment point on these canceled customers to where they're not going to call you back and say, hey, I made a really bad decision, I want you back. And oftentimes if it gets really bad, that happens. Mm-hmm. But I think if we time up our calls to these folks and spend some time chasing down canceled accounts, I think it's a great prospecting resource, because at one time they bought from us, at one time they were really happy with our service, and for whatever reason they canceled, you've got something to talk about. At least they have some familiarity with us already, and we've got opportunity to fix it. And quite frankly, some of the best lessons I've ever learned in my career here is chasing down the canceled customers, right? How to make a living, how to sell, 3-4 of those every month, by just working those canceled files and making those canceled calls. And the best example I ever had of that, back in the day we used to sell farm fly protection, where we'd go out to barns and spray them down to control the flies so the cows would produce more milk. Actually worked. It was crazy. I don't know why we still don't do it. But we were sitting around one night pre-listing in the office, and the farm fly supervisor was there. And we're a pretty tight office. We're all sitting there, all making calls, listening to each other. And the farm fly supervisor gets on the phone, and this customer is just chewing him out. I mean, kind of to where he's holding the phone all the way out here. We can hear the customer screaming at him, right?
Nice.
They were unhappy with whatever happened. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. And the amazing thing that happened next is he hung up the phone. And his name was Gordon Shetty. I remember it to this day. This is 20 years ago. He hangs up the phone, and he gets up and he leaves. And we're laughing. Oh, you had enough, you're going home. I'm not going home. So where are you going? I'm going to see that customer. They were so mad at me that they deserved the opportunity to holler at me face to face. So he drove to that customer. It was like 45 minutes away. Drove up to their farm, walked up to the door and said, Mr. Jones, you were so mad at us. I just figured I'd give you the opportunity to holler at me face to face. Didn't tell me he was coming. But you talk about saving cancels,
Nice.
He came back with that contract back, Just that kind of approach to chasing cancels. Maybe that's an extreme story,
Yeah.
but I think there's gold in those cancel files.
Right.
And then the other thing that I would remind you of in these overlooked prospects, and I see it probably posted once every month or once every other month, a post from Roger Kennedy, the greatest termite salesman of all time, posting that he just went out to a one-time service sold at the call center and sold them a $12,000 bundle. Oftentimes, we'll go out and see the new starts, but are we going out and visiting the one-time services, the B job, the ant job, or whatever they sold one time out of the call center? Are we going out and visiting those? I think oftentimes we're not. So I would recommend kind of the overlooked prospecting sources at Orkin. We're beating the daylights out of the PC no TC, the re-inspections, and the quality assurance on the commercial side. Chase down your one-times, your power sprays commercially. Chase down the canceled counts that left us at one point in time and go out and be a hero. I would prefer to run a canceled account that's angry at us and was mad as a hornet when they quit than somebody said, oh, I didn't need you anymore. So think about that. Think about adding those kind of two to your mix. And what's amazing, commercial folks on your sales module, all those are on your map, all your canceled accounts are on your map, and all your one-times are on your map. And you can just go find them and you can go prospect them that way. But that would be some advice. If you're in the rut, running the PC no TCs, you're kind of wearing out the re-inspections, you've seen Mrs. Jones 17 times in the last 18 years, expand your horizons a little bit, mix a few of these in, give you a little diversity in your day and let you have a little bit of fun. But that's what I would think about that. Canceled accounts and one-time services that probably have never been called or visited.
That's some great idea.
Fair enough.
That's some great ideas.
Good enough. Good luck out there.